Let me ask you a riddle. If I am driving a really big bus around the bus depot, where exactly am I? I agree. It's a bit of a riddle. We are certainly visiting the passenger transport of the city of St. Petersburg, the very first bus depot, and the master of retro buses of the entire planet. Fedya, what's its fuel consumption? How much? 40 liters. Minimum at a speed of 60 kilometers. I just really thought about how incredibly amazing of a camper van it would make. It drives smoothly, confidently. Do you know how much this bus weighs when it's fully loaded? 18 tons. Crazy! Did you see the mileage? Yeah. How do you see it? 569. 772 kilometers. Buses can handle 1 million kilometers. Chinese models increase competition. And dealer discounts. Discounts range from 10,000 to 100,000 rubles. Faceless, unremarkable, yet very modern for its time. Yes, and by today's standards, the bus is good. Although it's a bit worn out, I mentioned the mileage to you, and that's without a major overhaul. Volzhanin. For many, this name doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I've seen it somewhere. Yeah, I've been there, but no specifics. Public transport has become standardized not only visually, but also in many components. That makes sense. It's easier to maintain, easier to operate. It all started in 1993. Usually in the 90s, all projects came to an end. But this is a rare exception. At the base of bus fleet 1732, they started assembling Liaz buses. 52-56. The Likinsky bus plant granted licenses for the production of its bus to many companies. The components were stamped at Liaz and assembled in various hangars. Back then, it was probably economically beneficial, but more precisely, the prosecutor could say that. So, after Liaz got back on its feet, it decided to shut down the production of licensed buses by third-party manufacturers. Liaz did well, I understand them. They needed to make money themselves. But the companies that were focused on bus assembly started to go under. But not Volzhanin. Today, it's the company Volgabas Volzhsky. So they started developing their own bus back in the year of 1995. To be honest, modern city buses are a set of ready-made technical solutions. The previously mentioned Liastock was actually created as a production concept for many factories of the former USSR. And in the city of Volzhsky in the Volgograd region, they managed to implement this concept. It should be studied properly. The frame as such exists. Between the two longitudinal beams are cross members, followed by various profiles like a Shukov tower on its side. This design evolved into the City Rhythm 12, a 12-meter vehicle. However, it's not exactly 12 meters, it's 11,805 millimeters. This is how it all started and resulted in this 12-meter City Rhythm 12, where 12 is 12 meters. But logically, it's not exactly 12 meters, it's actually 11,805 millimeters. The standard width is 2.5 meters, and the height is a little over 3 meters. This is the initial design of the production, and this is 1997. They were updating it in line with the times. They made adjustments, improved things, and even re-engineered some aspects. It's aluminum. Side panels and walls are made of aluminum. The bus was assembled using bolt connections based on technology from the Swiss company HES. There's actually a lot here that isn't from Nashinsky. This is the bash. In fact, it consists of three elements. And also, for some inexplicable reason, those round circular Chinese headlights really truly annoy me. For some inexplicable reason, they have decided to put them on all of our buses. Aluminum, which is quite common. This solution immediately eliminated the costs for anti-corrosion. It practically doesn't rot, which means the lifespan of the vehicles is extended. Moreover, the weight of the bus has significantly decreased, and this led to fuel savings of almost 10 to 12%, and the reduction in weight positively affected the suspension's lifespan. The suspension is well known to us. Ideologically, it's from the 70s. There are airbags both in the front and in the back. There are 4 of them in the back and 4 shock absorbers. All the suspension axles imported. ZF. The rear suspension consists of 2 longitudinal arms, on which the rear portal axle with an offset differential housing rests. The reason for the offset, again, it's clear. To fit everything needed in the rear section, it was necessary to arrange everything rationally. Easy and effortless. And it turned out that you can't really get in anywhere, and there's no need to poke around, you'll just cause harm. The engine delivers 286 horsepower. Volzhanin immediately tried to target the European market. So, it's the BF6M1013 ECP, a 6-cylinder inline engine with a displacement of just over 7 liters. The rotation speed is 1500 RPM and it delivers a torque of 1050 Newton meters at 1400 RPM. And they love to put it on tractors. To be honest, they tried so many engines in this bus that I don't even want to list them all. Here's something else I want to say. The modular bus is assembled from pieces. It sounds a bit rough, but it's a fact. So you can stretch the design indefinitely. And you can also set up and install any imported components here, such as, well, what do you want? So, 3 doors, but we'll open the rear one first and step inside. Why? The vehicle is low floor, but there are steps at the back. 2 steps, and the structure's restraint. And right in front of you is a huge Russian stove. 2 people can lie down on the stove. A strange loss of space, and very narrow passages. So during rush hour, passengers will be rubbing their backsides against each other. But here's what I have to say to you. It's quite all right here. Cozy. Well, how cozy can modern city buses from the late 90s really be? A big bus has a big belly. A lot of passengers can fit. The calculated capacity is 104 people, but we know that during peak hours more can fit in. By the way, the 6 of them will be seated. And these are disabled individuals, pregnant women and passengers with children. And only in Russia is it accepted this way. Opposite the central door, there is a designated area that can accommodate strollers or wheelchairs. Double glazed windows. The windows, I should point out, are tinted with ventilation and hatch windows. 3 hatches on the roof. This is typically how the hatches are opened. Not every Russian seems that indeed can in fact manage to reach the roof, and not every Russian can simply open the hatch. It's fine. A designated area, 4 foldable seats, a spot for disabled individuals, and in front of you is a manually lowered wheelchair ramp. So the driver had to get out, lower the ramp, roll the disabled person in, and then close the ramp. But more often than not, it wasn't used. The seats are plastic, vandal-proof, and the cushions are firm, durable, and supportive. Well, certainly indeed, perhaps our antisocial elements love to pry something off. All the seating is arranged on platforms. And also, because this is a low-floor design, all the wires and other utilities run under the ceiling coverings. By the way, the ceiling is quite elegant. It's in the shape of an arch, if you compare it. With what? I don't know. That's just how it seemed to me. By the way, do you know where the stories are hidden? They are installed above the wheel arches. This decision was made because of the low-floor design. The driver's area is separated from the passenger cabin. What stands out right away? Very inexpensive plastic and minimal buttons, which is again very good. The fewer buttons there are, the less chance I have of breaking something. What do we have here? A soft, adjustable driver's seat. There's a seat for his friend. Something under the floor. Oh. A storage box. On the right side, there are the door opening buttons, the gear shift control buttons, the light in the cabin. On the left side, there's indeed the seat adjustment, ventilation, heating, and the handbrake. The curtains, by the way, are absolutely divine. Well, actually, there's nothing more but the place to the boy. All right, let's get started. Mass. Key to start? The bus needs to think. After all, there is an onboard computer. The ABS is calculating, checking everything. Well, let's give it a try. Are you sure? Like any city bus, the vehicle starts off very smoothly and slowly. I tried to floor it at the start, but it didn't really work out. That's how the transmission is set up here. It's also foreign. ZEF, Ecomat E2 Plus chassis HP, 602C. It has a hydraulic retarder in its design, and it's effective even at a slow pace from 5 to 30 km/h. There is a power steering. The turning radius is quite tight. Almost didn't fit, I want to tell you. They made it all tight here. Well, it doesn't matter. Just through neutral, the letter R. And off we go, and the visibility is amazing, even though it's 12 meters long. So the brakes, dual circuit, ported. Awesome. And the multi-ton tank came to a stop through neutral, drive. This bus literally came off the route just a few days ago, recently, and driving it is an absolute real pleasure. I'm truly not stressed at all. And the diesel pilot is so responsive, my eyes are shining. A bit more history. The first City-Re TM12 buses continued to operate in the home transport enterprise of the Volga Automobile Colony 1732. Later, such buses were purchased for the St. Petersburg Passenger Autotrans and Moscow Mosgortrans, the Krasnoyarsk Municipal Transport at ATP-7, as well as several organizations. In 2011, the last produced buses were delivered to St. Petersburg, after which the production of aluminum siderite EMs was discontinued due to a lack of orders. Oh, wonderful. Well, all right. The sound insulation is really good. In the cabin, I had a chance to ride in it. Comfortable, acoustics. And also, I don't feel it at all while on the move. The vibrations, the diesel engine. Well, you do feel a little something, like a slight itch, but it's not a big deal. I would even say it's somewhat pleasant. And again, once more, how well it picks up. Later, Volzhanin transformed into Volgobus, started offering the next generation model 5270, which was made using traditional technology with a solid body. The last, City Rhythm. 12 buses in passenger transport will be taken out of service in 2024. In March 2024, one of the best preserved samples of the model was left as a museum exhibit. Here it is. That's it. The time of these buses is past. By the way, I remember them in Moscow. My Moscow, which no longer speaks in a... The hunt continues, comrades. It's coming. Comrades, it's moving. Smoothly, powerfully. Ah, I forgot the words again. From above, they can bake completely calmly. I down. Damn, come on, lie down on the stove. It's being assembled from pieces. Chest. What are these words? Hungarian. And what a responsive diesel pilot he is. My eyes are shining. Good thing it's not a butt.